I'm not gonna give you Final Four picks. I'm gonna give you Elite Eight picks. Okay.
Okay.
So let's start with the West. We're not gonna go round by round, but I want Elite Eight, and then your pick out of the region. Okay. I'm going Gonzaga and Oregon in the Elite Eight.
I like that. I've got Gonzaga for sure.
Okay.
We talked about who's got the easiest road, and we've kind of gone through this division and talked about it a bit. But if you look at all the one seeds, like Gonzaga has the easiest road to the Final Four. Do you feel that way or no? I mean, we kind of went about it.
I partly feel that way just because I think Gonzaga is so good. I mean, I don't know if their road is much easier than Baylor's. You know, Baylor, 2-seed Ohio State, 3-seed Arkansas, you know, Purdue, Villanova. I mean, is that much harder than what Gonzaga has?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I guess it's interesting because like we talk about it as like, well,
I just think it's influenced by how good Gonzaga is.
Yeah. And then the other piece that I was thinking about was like, well, Iowa, you can make the argument Iowa's the worst 2 and Kansas is the worst 3 and Virginia's the worst 4. But Gonzaga doesn't have to play all those teams, you know, and it's very possible that it may not play any of those teams.
Right.
And you don't know what's going to happen with the other regions too. So I don't know. But
okay, I'm going Gonzaga, Oregon. What are you doing?
I'm going to go Gonzaga and USC.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I'm buying in Evan Mobley, man.
All right, I'll take the Zags to come out of that region. No
Same.
big shocker there. Okay, let's go across to the South. And you're not high on Baylor. I'm not high on Baylor. I'm going to go crazy here, John. I'm going to go Purdue and Texas Tech in the Elite Eight. And I'm going Purdue in the Final Four.
I'm going to say North Carolina, Ohio State.
Whew.
How about that one? I'm not big. First round upsets, like you said, a lot of the trendy ones don't hit. There's always some. It's hard to predict it. But I like to try to take my shot with some of those the second round upsets, I guess you would say.
Yeah, and sometimes the blue bloods like Carolina, they're a little bit more at ease as an underdog, you know, than they are as a 1 or a 2 seed. So
and they have the athletes.
Yep.
You know, like sure they may not put it together all year, but it's still Carolina. They still got a ton of talent, and if they can find the right piece, kind of like Kentucky did that one year, taking down Wichita State in the second round. Like when you saw those teams match up, you're like, wow, that Kentucky team is maybe the best 8 seed of all time. North Carolina's not on that level.
North Carolina made a Final Four as an 8 seed also.
Right. So. But I think North Carolina's going to give Baylor some trouble, assuming it can beat Wisconsin. So
we agree that bracket is going to blow up.
I got Ohio State coming out of it,
okay. But you've got some crazy stuff going on up top.
Yeah, there's going to be some.
Okay.
Like Winthrop's going to take down Nova. I think everybody's like all in on that, and I'm hesitating. I'm not sure, but I kind of want to pick Colgate over Arkansas. But again, I saw Colgate play, and I was not impressed. So
okay, let's go to the East. I think we're both worried about Michigan. I'm gonna pick Florida State in the Elite Eight, and I'm gonna go Florida State against Texas. So 4-seed, 3-seed in the East in the Elite Eight. Mm-hmm. And I'm gonna pick Texas coming out.
Okay, so I'm having a hard time at the bottom of the bracket with UConn and Alabama. Like you mentioned,
this is your Big East homer hat coming on.
Sure, there are teams that it's just. You can't explain why suddenly they just sort of hit the wall, or just not. They aren't able to carry over their end of season success into the NCAA tournament. So if we have that conversation about whether or not Illinois can do it, can Alabama do it? Like, is Alabama right for a letdown moment?
Right.
Because they've been playing so well, and they just had that emotional win over LSU, found a way to get it done in the title game.
And they're not a program that's been there a lot, and I think that matters too. You know, it's like sometimes it's that wall comes a little bit quicker when you're a program that hasn't been there before.
Right. So I'm nervous about Alabama. I don't trust UConn because of it has the win grinders.
Yeah.
And so like to make a deep run as a team that's just gonna try to ugly it up and play games in the 50s, like it's hard to do that in March. Like you might be able to win 1 or 2, like you might be able to get the second weekend, but you can't extend that. So I don't know. I'm nervous about this region, Dirk, because I don't trust anyone.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Like, I would be all aboard Michigan if I felt good about if livers were healthy. But so I don't know. It's like one of those things
you
where
can't pass, John.
No, I'm not going to pass.
This is not a game show where you can pass.
But I'm so nervous about having Michigan and Alabama as the 1 and 2. But I'm so nervous that I don't know who else to pick.
Right.
Because I know like in my mind I'm thinking, it's going to be somebody else.
Well,
so I'm going to
Greensboro and Abilene Christian are sitting out there, John.
No, I'm just going to pick Michigan and Alabama.
Okay.
And I'm going to do it. Chalk. I'm going to do it with a lot of skepticism, but I don't know who else is going to if anyone's capable of overcoming those guys.
Midwest, I think probably the most intriguing Sweet 16 matchup in the whole tournament is Illinois-Oklahoma State. I expect to see that game. And then out of the bottom to me is a mess, just a mess. I think Houston is good, but hasn't played great competition. Clemson and Rutgers are nobody's going to remember that game. I've already got West Virginia losing. So I'm going to go with Houston, and I'm going to go. This is going to be my 1-2 region, Illinois against Houston in the regional final, and I'm going to take Illinois there.
I think a fun matchup if it sets up this way. San Diego State and Houston in Sweet 16 could be not as good as the Cade Cunningham, Io DeSumo matchup in at the top half of that bracket, like you mentioned, Illinois, Oklahoma State. Hope we get it. I hope we get it. Oklahoma State is one of those teams, though, that makes me nervous because of, again, the way it finished the season and then suddenly going to the NCAA tournament. A lot of chatter going to be focused in on the Cowboys.
That's right.
And that could be – maybe that's the team that, you're looking for a first-round upset.
Maybe they flop. Liberty.
But Liberty's done it before.
Yep.
It's taken down some teams. But, no, I'm going to ride with Illinois, because of the way that it finished out the year. And the one thing that I do like about the Illini within this stretch of play where they've won a lot of games is they haven't just been killing teams. They've really been stressed at times and had to find a way to win, and they've done it in different ways with different guys stepping up. So I like that piece, and DeSumo was out for a bit, and they still overcame that. So they've met some adversity. They seem to be pretty well-rounded. They can defend.
Yep, they can do a lot of things. Okay, so my final four.
Illinois, Houston.
Okay. I've got Gonzaga. I've got Texas. Gonzaga versus Texas. And Purdue against Illinois. So that's my Big Ten Final Four matchup. And I will take Gonzaga against Illinois. And I am going to pick Gonzaga to win the national championship. I realize I'm not going to be unique there, but I just think the Zags are too skilled and too motivated after all these years. So I'll take Gonzaga over Illinois in the national championship game.
So I have Gonzaga and 1 seed Michigan. And I think Gonzaga will win that game. And then I have Illinois on the other side playing Ohio State in the Final Four.
Yep.
So I think I have a Gonzaga-Illinois final.
Same here.
Illinois.
All right. He's going Big Ten.